Okay, guys, welcome back to the Crypto Batcave. Tonight, we're going to be having a deep dive into what may have caused this market crash of sorts we've seen in the past 24 hours, and whether or not you should be panicking, or whether or not you should be viewing this as the ideal time to enter the crypto market. Bear in mind, as per all my videos, this is not professional financial advice. This is just the opinion of a crypto enthusiast. So we're going to have a look at all of the mainstream evidence that's available to determine what might have caused this, and I'm going to give my take on whether or not this is, yet another type of bearish market within a bull market. It's almost like a dream within a dream within a dream. We're like in a bear market within a bear market within a bull market. We're going to have a think about all of that today. So yeah, let's get in and have a bit of a look. What is going on with this market crash? What's causing it? And where to from here? First, a look at the markets. And the past 24 hours have seen a significant drop in coin prices across the board. We're on CoinGecko here at the moment. At the time of shooting this video, Bitcoin is down 9.4%. The past 24 hours, Ethereum down 10%, Binance 13.4%, Cardano 11.9%. Now, just a quick look at the entire crypto space market cap over the last 24 hours. This has dropped from around the 1.7 billion down to 1.55 billion, which is representing around a 9% dip. Now, in 24 hours, that is actually quite a significant dip in the grand scheme of things when you look at all the charts going back in time. So just given what's happened and given how scary the charts are, anyone that's been having a look will know that this is quite a intimidating thing. We're going to have a look what has caused this dip, and is this signaling a bearish downtrend, or is this a good time to be buying crypto, buying the dip? Let's have a bit of a look here at what is going on. So first, there's probably two main parts to this. The first one is not the most significant. The second is the more significant, more salient aspect, which is most likely rocked the boat. But nonetheless, first and foremost, what appears to be one of the salient causes behind this dip are comments that have been made by former US President Donald Trump. In an interview with Fox Business Network, Trump has ramped up the rhetoric against Bitcoin, complaining that it poses a risk to the US dollar. And you can see there's actually a quote there that I've highlighted. And what Trump actually said was, Bitcoin, it just seems like a scam. I don't like it because it's another currency competing against the dollar. I want the dollar to be the currency of the world. That's what I've always said. And as we've seen recently, a drop in the price of Bitcoin and indeed all cryptocurrencies, after a comment from an influential global figure such as Trump, Elon Musk seems to be the natural order of things. And with Trump, let's just remind everybody from a couple of years ago, it's not the first time he's been negative about cryptocurrency. This is a tweet from 11th of July 2019 that has since been deleted, whereby Trump actually said publicly, "I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money, and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity." So, yeah, there's been a couple of negative things from Trump, and generally, as we've seen, the crypto space is fragile from big influential figures, making negative statements about crypto, which actually leads us, this tweet actually leads us well into the second and most salient aspect to why the crypto markets have dropped, which is actually something which is actually criminal activity, whereby Bitcoin is at the very center of it. Reports, which is basically reports that have just surfaced today, that US officials have recovered 2.3 million in crypto from the Colonial pipeline ransomware attack. And in an article that was posted by Cointelegraph, it was detailed that the US government task force has found and recaptured $2.3 million out of approximately $4.4 million US worth of Bitcoin, which is connected to Russian-based dark side hackers. And initially, this money was paid to the hackers as ransom money following an attack on the Colonial pipeline system. So, yeah, the attack is unquestionably, it's generated negative press, and it was seen here in an article. US Senator Mark Warner described it as the dark underbelly of crypto. And things like this, like negative press generally, to summarize, negative press generally leads to the market going down. Positive press generally leads to green days that follow. We've seen this trend. There's a correlation. Correlation does not equal causation, as anyone that's interested in statistics will know. But generally, we're definitely seeing a correlation between positive press and the market going up, negative press, the market going down. But this story's worth a look. I'm going to shed some light on it. So, Colonial, with regards to the Colonial Pipeline Company ransomware attack, long story short, for those who aren't familiar with the attack, in early May, hackers infected the computer networks of Colonial Pipeline, and this company is the largest pipeline system for refined oil products in the US. The pipeline, consisting of 2 tubes, is 5,000 miles long, can carry 3 million barrels of fuel per day between Texas and New York, and the fuel consists of gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other refined oil products from the Gulf Coast to Linden, New Jersey. And this is a map from the Colonial Pipeline Company showing that where the pipeline actually runs from, all the way from Texas, all the way up there to close to New York, New Jersey there. So yeah, very, very significant. And so basically, with the ransomware cyber attack, it impacted the computerized equipment managing the pipeline. And in the process, they stole nearly 100 gigabytes of data, and they threatened to release it if the ransom was not paid. This resulted in operations being halted for 6 days, and the whole situation escalated to the point where President Joe Biden declared a state of emergency on May the 9th. And, you know, we had situations over there whereby some fueling stations were without fuel for several days due to panic buying. But, I mean, there's sort of been a resolution to it now, but it's resurfaced in the news as Bitcoin being linked to criminal activity. But with the assistance of the FBI, the Colonial Pipeline the company actually paid the requested ransom amount of approximately 75 Bitcoin, valued at $4.4 million US. And after this, the attackers sent Colonial Pipeline a software application to restore their network, but it was reported to operate very, very slowly. And the restart of the pipeline began on May 12th, ending a 6-day shutdown. So, interestingly too, the Colonial Pipeline CEO, Joseph Blount, explained why he paid, why he, I suppose, was the one that was the public face of the decision, but obviously it was quite a large decision because it's a big company and there's a lot of people involved in making the decisions, but he's the face of the decision, I suppose. So, he, in the Wall Street Journal, explained why he paid the ransom to the hackers, and I'll go into his actual quote. Here, I will bring up his actual quote. This is him. "I know that it's a highly controversial decision," he said. "I didn't make it lightly. I'll admit that I wasn't comfortable seeing money go out the door to people like this, but it was the right thing to do for the country." So, yeah, very, very interesting what's happened here. And the alleged attackers' dark side are described, just a little bit of information on the attackers. They are described as a criminal gang believed to be based in Eastern Europe, which specializes in crafting the malware used to breach systems, and it shares it with affiliates for a cut of the ransoms that they obtain. You know, when you think about it here, this is significant, again, going back to the whole bad press thing, because Bitcoin was essentially at the center of what is now known to be the largest cyber attack on an oil infrastructure target in the history of the United States. And interestingly, and it is still not known how, the FBI managed to retrieve that particular portion back, as indicated, around half of the Bitcoin back, by obtaining the private key to the ransom account. Yeah, and it's like they've not disclosed how they did it. But yeah, look, generally speaking, this is negative press for the crypto space as a whole. And as has been proposed before, the decentralized anonymous nature of crypto and smart contracts has been hypothesized to facilitate organized crime. And this right here is a real-world example of organized crime on a vast scale occurring internationally, with Bitcoin at the center of the deal. And lastly, for this quick chat today, news has just surfaced on Forbes that Microstrategy, which is Bitcoin's highest corporate backer, by the way, they've come out and publicly said that they're expecting a $285 million loss after the crypto crash. And that's referring to the broader crypto crash we've experienced the past month or two. And as I've previously discussed, so Michael Saylor is a CEO, and as I've previously discussed, he is a significant influencer of the price of crypto and within the whole space. And even though them coming out saying that they expect losses this quarter from their truly massive Bitcoin portfolio are just facts, some may perceive this as FUD, and it could lead to some sell-off of crypto in general, and it could be perceived to be bad news. I personally feel that rather than this being negative press, it is actually good news, because Microstrategy, as the world's largest corporate backer of crypto, actually have 92,079 Bitcoins on their balance sheet, which at one point this year, when the prices were at the all-time high, that amount there was actually worth $5 billion, above $5 billion. And although such a headline could be perceived by some as negative press, due to them stating that they are having around $250 million loss from their best Bitcoin investment, when you dig into the literature, it really is positive. I mean, not only is this relatively small percentage of their holdings, but they now want to raise $400 million in debt to buy more Bitcoin. So really, it's very bullish behavior, I feel, by Michael Saylor and the team at MicroStrategy. So nothing to worry about there. I think they clearly believe in the future potential of Bitcoin, and in turn the whole cryptocurrency space in general. So just to sort of sum up, from what we've seen this year to date, the price of cryptocurrency seems vulnerable to negative press, and likewise it seems sensitive to positive press. And given that the mainstream adoption is yet to occur, this has resulted in the majority of the market value of any cryptocurrency being driven by hype and or speculation. And speculation is something, such as the extent to which a particular currency will have utility in the future, where decentralized finance and blockchain technology, such as smart contracts, become mainstream. But for now, this isn't the case, and as such, crypto does remain highly volatile and is easily manipulated by positive and negative press. For instance, as we all know, earlier in the year, we saw the price of Bitcoin almost double in the space of about a month, following the announcement by Elon Musk that they, via Tesla, had invested $1.5 billion in Bitcoin, and that Tesla will be accepting payments for their cars in Bitcoin. And of course, by the same token, there were huge drops when then Elon Musk and Tesla backtracked, deciding not to accept Bitcoin as a payment due to the general notion that its mining is not environmentally friendly and it's too fossil fuel intensive. So to sum up for today, what do I think? I think that this is just another sort of kick in the guts for crypto, but crypto has proven that it is resilient in the face of a lot of unexpected phenomena that all occur and come in. My general belief is that we are still in sort of a bullish period, in like a bearish dip, in between, as part of an overarching bull market. I feel like earlier on we were in unquestionably a bull market, and then lots of unexpected phenomena came in and sort of kicked Bitcoin to the ground. It's gradually trying to get back up. This is another little kick, but I feel generally speaking, it's just going to be a little bump in the road. It's not the end of the bull market. I think now is actually a fantastic time to buy the dip. That's my opinion. And reminding everyone, this is just my opinion of a crypto enthusiast, not financial advice. But to summarize, I feel great time to buy the dip, not to sell out of FUD. And if you are actually holding, I'd think, and you haven't bought the dip, or you're not in a position to buy the dip, I think it's time to just hold on, don't sell out of fear, because potentially you could be looking at realized losses. So buy the dip. Thanks for listening, and we will talk again soon.